This week on Engage the Sage.
Hi everyone, I'm Don Saucier. Welcome to this week's episode of Engage the Sage. This week, I'm going to share with you a little time-saving trick that I use when I send emails. In one of our previous videos, we talked about some tips for managing your emails because we get lots and lots of emails and it's a communication that takes lots of time and could easily eat up my entire day. So I'm going to share with you a tip today that makes it a little bit easier and a little bit faster for me to reply to some of those emails that I get. The title of our video today is Thank You for Your Message, I Hope All Is Well. And if you've ever received an email from me before, either as a student or a colleague, you find those phrases familiar. The reason that you may find those phrases familiar is if you've sent me an email and I've replied, you've probably seen that my reply starts with Thank you for your message and ends with I hope all is well. I almost always use that start to my message and that ending to my message for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's really easy to remember. It's really easy to have a streamlined process for doing little things. Anytime I know how to do a little thing saves a little bit of time in my day. So rather than thinking about a start to my message and a personalized ending, I will use those consistently because they convey what I want them to convey. When I reply to an email, again, that first start is thank you for your message. The reason that I say thank you for your message is because I am actually grateful to have received the message in my email box. If someone has sent me an email communication, it means they want to share something with me. It means they're trusting me with information. It means they're trusting me with their situation. It means they're trusting me with their question and respect me enough to potentially have an answer or a resolution to their situation or their question. So sending me an email took time, it took attention. It is actually some ways a compliment to me. And I want to acknowledge that compliment by thanking them for it. When I say thank you for your message, I'm using positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is a situation where you do something good happens, you're more likely to do that thing again. What I'm reinforcing people for is for thinking of me and sending that message, or thinking of me for potentially contributing to whatever it is that they're doing. They're thinking of me of having an answer to that question. But I want to let them know that I appreciate you taking that time to share that information or that question with me. And if they're a student in my class, I want them to do that again. I really think it's valuable when students take some ownership of their education and ask questions. I think questions are basically a way for them to tell you, this is what I want to learn and I want you to help me to learn it. I want them to do that again and again. So thanking them for that message when they send me that question, I want them to continue to send me questions so I can help them learn. So I'm going to start my email responses with thank you for your message. I'm going to end them with I hope all is well. That is also genuine. I want the people around me to be having positive experiences. I want their personal and their professional lives to be going well. And I want the end of my email to them to also be positive. I want it to be something that is hopefully uplifting in their personal and professional experiences. Now I realize saying I hope all is well doesn't make everything well. And sometimes the content of the message they sent me suggests that not everything is well. Sometimes I need to acknowledge that and I need to revise that statement instead of saying I hope all is well. Sometimes I'll say I know it's not, but I hope all is well, or I say hope everything else is going well. I might do something to acknowledge that you just told me a bunch of heavy stuff. Me saying I hope all is well, I do not want to come off as something insensitive to what they've shared with me. I think email communication can often be misunderstood. Email communications can sometimes convey emotions, particularly negative emotions or accusations that we don't want them to convey. And one of the things that I have found for myself is that starting my message positively with thank you for your message, ending it positively with I hope all is well, helps to convey that maybe we're not being antagonistic in our email communication. Even if we're disagreeing, it is not something that I'm trying to be confrontational in my reply. If I were to take off the thank you for your message, if I were to take off the I hope all is well, I might find that the tone of my message might be misinterpreted as something much more confrontational or antagonistic than I hoped it would be. So by using the positive start to my reply and the positive end to my reply, I'm hoping that we're going to keep that conversation productive. So I recommend that even something so small as our replies to email, which does take a lot of time, if you can find a time-saving tip for you about how you want to start and end those conversations, this might actually have a very meaningful impact on how you engage in your email communication. This might save you a lot of time, save you a lot of energy, and keep those conversations a little bit lighter than they might otherwise be. If you want to use "Thank you for your message" and "I hope all is well," please do so. But I recommend that you find something that's going to work for you, whether it's that or something else. And what I find is my students then associate that phrasing with me. I even had a student give me a little ink pad stamp, back when I guess people had ink pads, that said, "I hope all is well." So what happened is this thing that I use in all of my message is actually kind of part of my trademark or my signature that students associate with me. So this actually makes it, ironically, more personalized to my classes. So now, rather than thinking about how I'm going to start and end all of those emails, I can focus my energies on doing all of the other things that I need to do to make my teaching as excellent as it can be. In the comments below, I would love to hear about how you keep your email communication as streamlined and time-saving as it can be, and I'd love to hear anything that you use to personally start or end your emails. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Engage the Sage. Please like, subscribe, sign up for notifications, share us on social media, and we'll see you next time on Engage the Sage. I hope all is well.